about neglect and abandonment of the child as in the aspect of law enforcement. Now I want you all to participate with me, because I will tell you, speak to the person next to you, because the more you hear it, the more it will remain and to register in your head. All right? So when I tell you turn to your neighbor, you turn to the person next to you and you repeat what I say to you. All right? So I don't want you talking to nobody unless I say to. All right? I have your attention. Say yes. Yes. Good job. It looked like you all had breakfast this morning. All right. Now listen to me. Right? You kids are wonderful. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, God created me and he made me special. Say, neighbor, I am very special. Now give yourself a round of applause. Now listen to me now. Okay, now stop watching your neighbor now. Focus on me. No talking. Hello. Focus on me now. You did not ask to be born, but for some reason God placed you on the planet. Right? And because God placed you on the planet, you have rights. You have a right to eat. You have a right to 3 meals a day. You have a right to education. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, I have a right to education. I have a right to food. A right to eat. And a right to drink. I have a right to be cared for. For clothes, for shoes, and to look nice. All right, that is your right. You say, neighbor, I have a right to be in a good home, to have good parents. That is your right. Now listen to me. Say, neighbor, I do not have the right to be abused. I do not have the right to be taken advantage of. And if anybody takes advantage of me, I have a right to report them. That is your right. Anybody touch you in the wrong area, in the wrong place, in your private area, you have a right to report it to your parents. If it's your parents that's doing it, you have a right to report it to your teacher. You have a right to report it to the police. Now if you're afraid of the police, you could always look for Officer Smith. I know that's your favorite officer in Canaries. Because everywhere I pass, everybody's Officer Smith, Officer Smith, Officer Smith. So you have a right, children. You have a right to tell the police if anybody does anything bad to you. You have a right, if you're at home and they're starving you, you have a right to report it to your teacher. You have a right to report it to your uncle, to your auntie, to your older brother, your older sister, to the school principal. If you tell it to mommy and daddy and they do nothing about it, tell it to grandma and grandpa. Tell it to auntie and uncle. When you meet me on the streets, you come and speak to me. Don't be afraid. The police is your friend. Say, neighbor, the police is your friend. The teacher is your friend. Your auntie is your friend. Your uncle is your friend. The Roman caregivers are your friend. All right, so you can report any form of neglect. Now let me tell you this. If if anybody, it's illegal and it's against the law for anybody to touch you in the wrong way. It's against the law for anybody to mistreat you, to abuse you. Now when I mean abuse, if somebody pour hot water on your hand, that is abuse. If anybody burn you, that is abuse. If anybody beat you and your blood is out, that is abuse. If anybody is taking a stick and hitting you in your head, that is abuse. If anybody is taking a belt and they're beating you all across your face, that is abuse. If you are a girl and they're beating you across your chest area, that is abuse. Now the police have a right to protect you. And if that is happening, you have to report it to the police so that we can arrest the bad guys. Yes, the police will arrest the bad guys. That's the reason why we are here. Because you have a right to live happy. Because you have a right to live a good life. And a right to express yourself. So anybody that interferes with you in the wrong way, or anybody that mistreats you, you have a right to report that person. Do not hold it, because sometimes what they do, listen to me carefully, children, what they do sometimes, when they do you mischief, they come to you and they tell you, don't tell anybody or they will do you so and so. That is not true. If you report it to the police, we will lock them up. Whenever somebody is doing you the wrong thing and they say don't tell anybody, that's the time you need to tell everybody. And if they tell you don't tell, say Officer Smith tell me to tell everybody. And if they threaten you, you come look for Officer Smith, I will lock them up. That is your right. Nobody not supposed to mistreat you. Nobody not supposed to treat you bad. Nobody not supposed to treat you as if you're not a human being. You are